Well, welcome back to the Word Expanded, the Gospels. We're in Matthew. We're in chapter 13. We're trying to take the truth out of sections. And what's the overall concept, or what is a concept within this section? Sometimes you can't just sum it all into one or two things, but we're going to choose one or two things out of it. So we're in chapter 13. We're in verse 10. Read along with me. It says, the disciples came to him and said, "Why do you speak to them in parables?" And he answered them, "To you it has been given to know the secrets of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it has not been given. For to the one who has more will be given, and he will have abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. And this is why I speak to them in parables, because seeing they do not see, and hearing they do not hear, nor do they understand. Indeed, in their case, the prophecy of Isaiah is filled. That says, you will indeed hear, but never understand, and you will indeed see, but never perceive. For this people's heart has grown dull, and with their ears they can barely hear, and their eyes they have closed, lest they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and understand with their hearts, and turn, and I would heal them. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For truly I say to you, many prophets and righteous people long to see what you see, did not see it, and to hear what you hear, but they did not hear it." So Jesus is explaining this whole idea about sowing, right? And about prepared soil. And he said, listen, you guys are just the good soil. Right? You are understanding the message. You're hearing it and understanding it. There's a lot of people out there that their soil isn't ready. They don't want to understand. They don't want to hear the message. They have a predetermined idea of what they want from me. That's still a very big problem today. We have a predetermined idea of what we want to hear from God. So we go to God and, God, I want you to give me these finances. I want you to get me out of this trouble. I want you to do this. And that's the only answer that we're looking for. So when God says, hey, I've been planting, sowing seed over here left and right, and you will not listen to it because you already determined what you want. So in every moment, whether it's our daily devotions, whether it's going to work, whether it's going to church or home or at fun and all these different things, are we soil that will accept in any moment what Jesus is teaching us? See, there's seed being thrown around all the time. Not just godly seed, right? As we see from the parable of the wheat and the tares. The enemy's throwing seed all the time too. So is your soil more conducive to enemies, right, seed sowing, or is your soil conducive to God's? Right? The enemy is equally preparing your soil. We're going to talk about that later on probably, but are you prepared for what God is sowing? Are you putting yourself in a place so that when God sows the seed, it can take root within you. He can bring the growth, the increase, and then there's a harvest from what He has planted in you. Harvest from what He has grown. It's a little hard for God to grow things that aren't within you. Like the seed that you just won't let plant. So you want love, and you want joy, and you want peace, and you want kindness, and you want long suffering, and you want all these things. But are you allowing God to develop kindness and goodness within you? Is there room for it to grow? Or are you just simply going to be, I'll be kind in the moments I want to, and I'll be okay in the moments that I've decided somebody is okay? Like all of this matters. And so He looks at the disciples and says, really, you guys are the good soil. You're ready to hear and to understand, right? Put into practice. Bring forth a harvest. You're ready for that. But these other people, they're not ready for it. So I speak in parables so that people will understand. It draws out the good soil. So here's the question, right? When you're hearing about God, from God, are you the good soil? Is God able to use you? Are things being planted and grown? Or are you the hard, the rocky, the thorny? Yeah, I know we should do that, but not going to do it. Or, I just don't want anything to do with that. I know I need to forgive, but I'm not going to forgive. He spoke in parables so that we could see where the real soil is. Right? Pastors have a hard time with this. We have people who come on a Sunday and God's sifting it all out and showing us where's the good soil. Well, the good soil is the people who are practicing right? They put it into practice. So are you good soil? Are you not good soil? Right? That's a question that's been asked for years and years and years, still relevant. You have to decide that. We'll see you next time right here on the Word Expanded the Gospels.